Hello everybody, welcome to this fourth video. I'm very blessed to have a husband, a veteran with PTSD, who allows me to talk so openly about our life with PTSD and in our fortress in general. That wasn't always the case. Let me tell you something that me venting in general was a problem for many years. You see, my husband, while serving for 20 years actually, really had to learn how to control any personal information. Of course, anything that would impact his career, his promotion, his missions, anything regarding his job, he had to be very careful about what he was telling his career manager, the medical personnel, his superiors, even his brothers in arms. So the idea of me talking outside, venting, just the idea that I would actually talk about him would trigger Rambo. I mean, I have the same here. Rambo. That guy, the good guy, stuck in his military culture, stuck in the prison of PTSD, the paranoia, the anger, seeing the enemy everywhere, focusing a lot on keeping the information inside, just to protect them. This is real. So when I would go out and have a coffee with a girlfriend, right at the beginning, this girlfriend, she was an enemy. Well, if she was divorced, well, of course, she might have been a bad influence on me, tried to convince me to leave him because, he knew that it was hell in here. So when I went out and take that coffee, I would come back. And when I would come back, of course, remember my good man, the one who loves me also, he's the one who would greet me. Hey, hi, how are you? Did you have a good time? Because this is the man who loves me, who feels so good when I'm around him, that he feels better when he knows that I'm secure in security. And to him, the only place I really am in security is when he's around. So he's always happy to see me come back. But then again, I married a military also. So my military is, perception of the leak of information, well, would make him ask a little more specific questions. So, how is Shirley? What's happening in her life? Did you talk about us? This is the question you don't want to answer because you know that the answer is yes. And you know that if you say yes, like, he will want to know more and he will be very angry. And if you say no, well, he might see that you are lying. So, I was done. I was either way, because the minute he would answer the question, did you talk about us? Or did you talk about last night's fight? He was already Rambo. I was already the enemy. And no matter what I would say or answer, to him, I leaked information and I was the bad person because I talked about him. Therefore, I hurt him. And now I'm the one who's responsible for leaking the information outside. That's how he would see things as Rambo. There's nothing I can do about it. So I had to keep the fight in order for me to vent, because it's important, when I can actually vent. And sometimes it's only once every 6 months. But there comes a time in your life when you have a conversation, and that specific conversation, everything comes out. And you need to let it out, because you know what? For me too, the rest of the world is composed by enemies too, because people don't understand why I love my husband, why I stay, especially when they knew the hell we were going through here, So I didn't feel like justifying why I would love him, why I would choose to stay, or even talk about my guilt at some point, because I saw the impact on the children and it was like tearing me apart. But then again, even though I sometimes hated my husband, I couldn't leave him because I loved him, because I knew that it wasn't him and I could not abandon him. But still, I needed to vent biologically almost in order for me to have this energy, just to have the push from a friend, or just for me, just feeling a little bit relieved, you know? Thank God my husband worked hard. Even though he doesn't have empathy, he understands, obviously, because I'm here today talking about it. But I'm so grateful that he accepted, for me, knowing where he comes from and what it means. He's the greatest man for me, and obviously you realize why. But also to the fact that I never stopped fighting for what I thought it was the best for me, for us as a couple, and us as a family. This is what I needed to vent, I guess, today. So I hope you can relate. You take care. Bye-bye.